The high-level bridge was one of the most innovative pieces of Victorian engineering you'll ever see, and it's unbelievably, it still functions today, and it's still standing today. Since 1849 it was built, and it was built by Robert Stephenson, a local lad. And the original idea for a bridge over the Tyne, a railway bridge over the Tyne, remember this was built during the railway boom in the 1840s, and the first railway bridge they wanted to be about 20 foot high, but that never would have worked because of the inclines on both sides here. So there was 3 or 4, they would have needed like a stationary engine, a winding engine with rope hauling the locomotives up the banks, and so that's just not really practical. So they came up with this innovative idea to have 3 railway tracks on top of the road. And the reason they wanted to do it that way is because if you put the tracks side by side and the road side by side with the railway, the foundations would have just been so big they would have had to dam up the river. So the foundations are actually very deep. It was hard to build. The foundations of this thing are 40 feet deep into the mud of the river. They had to pour a lot of cement in to stabilize that. So yeah, there was 3 or 4 railway companies during the railway boom trying to reach over into Newcastle and connect up the railway network with Scotland. And there was a line coming down from Berwick and Edinburgh. And Stephenson also built the Great Berwick Bridge, the border bridge up there. So a marvelous piece of engineering. And basically, I think the thing is, the Victorians had this attitude that anything was possible, and they had this kind of risk, very healthy attitude to risk. And I think we've very much lost that. We can't even build high-speed railway in this country, whereas the Chinese and other countries can. So that just shows you what there was a time when we were the people who were the great engineers progressing technology, and there was no better person than Stephenson for that.